Good afternoon, you guys. Sorry that I'm a little bit late. It is April 17th, 2021. Welcome to Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. I am glad to be here and I have a great lineup for us today. Also, while we're waiting on my guests to come in, I just want to let you guys know that I believe in 6 degrees of separation. It has been happening since I started. Somebody in your circle, somebody in my circle knows one another, and we take it to a whole nother level. You're one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your journey. Also, if you are looking for someone to um, advertise for you, if you want to be a sponsor, please get in contact with me. I would love to help you out as much as I can. Again, this show has been a blessing to me and all those who listen, for all those who are just having a great time listening to the testimonies, listening to everything that everyone else has to say. And I'm excited about that. So I am grateful on that all is well. And just waiting for my guest to come on. And I'm excited for this gentleman to come on. We have been trying to get together for a long time now. It has been a minute. Again, if you're on the YouTube channel, I can hear you. Where are you? There you are. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
Okay. You look like you in the car.
House is low, so I had to come out to the car.
Oh, okay. So today, you guys, I am with my big brother, this man that's making moves out here, doing it big for the
You
city of
froze.
Detroit.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? You still can't hear me?
I can hear you now. You just froze for a minute.
Oh, so I was saying that I am happy to have my big brother on here today who's doing it big for the city of Detroit. You will, if you have not heard of him, you will know him for sure before the end of this year. This is Antoine Crowder, and I let the people know how I know you. So a couple of years ago, well, years ago, I knew him from a church that I attended. We both attended at one time. He was in a whole situation, and so was I. So it was always the high and by, give you deuces, and keep it moving. And then have things changed, and we start talking. And I'm trying to figure. I'm like, I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? And then we figured out what it was. And then from there, we have been on a solid ones ever since. He has opened doors for me to be able to do what I do, whether it's singing, whether it's spoken word, all types of stuff. So I appreciate him on all sorts of level. And if I needed advice, I could always go to him at any time and talk to him. So welcome to the show finally.
Come on, man. Listen, I'm so proud. I'm excited. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be a part of what you're doing, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful today.
So, I'm a very stickler on changing the narrative that has been put out in society for our black men. So if
Mm-hmm.
you ever notice, I have more men on my show than I have women. And that is kind of on purpose. So you'll see that the people in the world will see that we do have some excellent people, men and women in Detroit. We are not all in jail. We're not all stealing and killing. We all are doing something major out here. So I feel like whatever platform that I'm on to be able to share with the world that just because what you see on the news is not everybody's plight.
For sure, I think that's super dope, and that's got to be the agenda. I think that should be the agenda across the world, right? To be able to highlight and showcase what's really going on a regular day basis because they have their agenda as well, and their agenda is to show what's not going well. So I think it's definitely a dope agenda, and I think it should come from people that's inside of the community that get to watch it and get to see it on a daily basis. So I appreciate that.
And so Mr. Crowder is a loving father. Was it four or five?
Five, four daughters and a boy. You know?
Okay. So he's a loving father. He is an educator. That means he's a teacher. So he's young, and he's out here making a difference in the kid's life. That was one thing that we talked about a lot of times. He was a big time mentor, both in just speaking with young boys and giving them opportunities if you have a talent or a gift to come out here and share it versus the world saying, okay, come out here and sell drugs or do all of those type of things. So I wanted to commend you and give you your flowers while yet you still live, that
Appreciate
I
that.
appreciate you for taking time out of and doing what's right. And I really appreciate that. Now,
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
now that we got that out of the way,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Crowder is a beast when it comes to that pen and spitting lyrics, as we say, rapping. He has some music out here. Um, and I had Sir Charles on here earlier in the year, and they all are together. Eventually, I will get the whole team on here because everyone has something to say. He has survived the streets, and he has something to say, and it's not all cussing. I told someone I'm not a big fan of rap, but with them, they have a message to say. So I'm all for that. It's not gang banging. It's not all that type of stuff. It's not that at all. He has a real sincere message. So Antoine, where did all of this come from? Like, how did you get into music?
Well, it's a part of my blood. Like it was inherited to me. My great grandparents, my grandmother. They used to all sing in a group called the Scott Singers, and so like my older cousins and all of them, like they all played. My grandmother, my great aunties and uncles, they all played. They all was musicians, and so they play instruments and they sung. They sung quartet style throughout the churches, throughout the city, right? And some, they traveled, they did their thing. And so I was a young cat watching it. You know what I mean? Coming up, singing in the choir, and being forced to be a part of the musical journey that they were on. It's just that I didn't get the singing thing too well, right? And so as I was coming up, hip hop was evolving, and hip hop gave me a voice to be able to speak. Because I come from a era where you didn't have too much to say unless you was old enough to say it, right? And you had to have some credentials to talk, right? And so hip hop became that place of therapeutic arrangement for me because it gave me a time to be able to kind of kick in and get things off my chest in a way where people wouldn't feel offended. You know what I mean? So if I wanted to say something, about my mom or my dad or my brother or, saying about the world that's happening, I was able to say it inside of this world and not be judged by it, right? And so yeah, so that's where it started from. It started from the church, and then I wasn't the singer, so it was my way to be able to give that. You feel me? So I definitely yeah, I give it credit to that. That's where it come from. You know?
So what people don't know too is you're involved in your children's life. Like I see you on your page out with your son playing football, with your daughters in cheerleading, and things of that nature. And that's good because that just shows that it someone helped you and that
Oh
involvement.
man, I got help, man. I feel like God bring people in your life for reasons. You know what I'm saying? And it might not be a lifetime, but a season. I'm sure I could count through every phase of my life who God has put in my life to steer me and keep me from veering too far off, right?
Yeah,
Um, we all make decisions that lead to other decisions that lead to you having to make more importantly decisions, you know what I mean, and grow up and mature. But I've always had somebody, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't my parents, it was somebody in my life of a figure to remind me like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, man, you great, you are, this ain't true, or whatever the case may be. It was always somebody speaking life into me. And so I it take a village to raise kids. And I just know that for me, I only got one chance to be a good dad. That's it. I only got one chance to do that. And so I try my best and my hardest to make that one chance count because I only get one time at it. You know what I mean?
that's good. And I'm glad you brought up the village because I had on a guest last week and we talked about like our age group might be the last of the really looking out for the village, not the so much selfishness, and it's about me.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a time where the village included my immediate family as well as my extended family, my school, my church, and the
Mm-hmm.
community. And we all looked out from each other. It wasn't a big thing to go down the street and ask for a cup of laundry detergent. It wasn't a thing
Mm-hmm.
to go and can I get like a thing of milk until whatever. We all looked out for each other. We all watched each other kids. It wasn't all this craziness going on. And so when you said that about being involved, it shows the maturity that the village does work. Um, and like I said, you have a message to tell. I know tragedy recently hit with your brother, and it was unexpected, unexpected. And I have watched in a healing process. Are you guys going through counseling, or how are you coping with that?
So I just realized that my kids need counseling. I just realized that
Hmm.
they need counseling for a couple of things because of some of the things that they've been through, right? And I didn't notice how severe it was until maybe like a couple weeks ago. Like, and I'm like, yo, my kids need to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the best person to talk about it because I don't like talking about it. And
Yeah,
so we've been definitely looking forward to putting them all in just a space where they can kind of kick it, you know what I'm saying, and get things off their chest, and somebody can guide their conversations outside of me, But my counseling method has really just been the music. I just, me and my brother, uh, that was the way that we communicated more than anything. Like you find music, that's us, you know what I'm saying. So we send it beats, or we get together and we won't even have a conversation. We'll just freestyle the whole way, you know what I mean, and then after the freestyle, we just that'll be it. That was a conversation because we talking while we rapping,
right. Hmm.
uh, and so that's how I've been dealing with was what what I mean, dealing with his death and just dealing with the whole thing. I just been diving into music and just getting real, just buckling down and sacrificing and putting out this project and just getting real focused on the business aspect and just holding them business down. And because me and him just we had started a business together before, like a couple days before, and so that was kind of it was just trippy, you know what I mean, to what happened and how it happened. But yeah, I just been focused. I've been focused. We cope. My daughters and my family, we cope. We stay busy. Uh, and that's it, man. But we try to stay in front of it, right? Like we don't act like it didn't happen. You know what I'm
Right, right,
saying?
right.
So he's on all of our screensavers. You know what I'm saying? Like he stayed in front of us. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to keep him alive as much as possible. Because I just don't want to believe that he gone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but for the most part, it's the music. Music is therapy for me. And I believe the reason why, I'm getting to certain parts of it late is because it's just therapy for me. You know what I mean? I really didn't start caring about making money off of it until later in my life. You know what I mean? But it's always been my way to talk. You know what I'm saying? And I feel better after I lay a record, hear it a few times, and I'll be like, okay, I feel better now. You know what I'm saying? Like let a couple other people hear it and they'll be like, yeah, bro, I hear you on this. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I feel better now. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm being heard. And so that was the prime focus for me even doing music in the first place. So um, yeah,
I appreciate the honesty and transparency, because a lot of times we deal with traumatic things and we brush it under the rug as if it that's a phase of my life, like I could get rid of it. Um and for you to have it in front, I did the opposite. I put it in the back of my head, and I didn't officially grieve until like a year or 2 years later after my father passed. And I was
mm,
just as close, like you and your brother was, to my dad. And so I just live life, I'm alive, copacetic, like,
right,
yeah,
right.
whatever. And then realize that I didn't speak those things out that was bothering me. And I
Mm-hmm.
went to counseling. I went to several different counseling, different times where I might have been dealing with rejection, whatever the case may be. How do you get past this? And so this conversation was mainly another way of how do I help this? Not only it doesn't affect you, it affects your children, and I'm glad that you see that. On top of the other stuff that was already going on, that
Yeah,
I know your son raps. Seen him on a couple of videos.
yeah.
Are your daughters rapping?
Um, my daughter's kind of like they want to do their own thing, but I got two singers though. They like to rap and or write and sing, and so Autumn really can sing. Like Autumn really can sing. She's my 9-year-old, or she's finna be 9 in June, and she really can sing. But they all into the music their own type of way, right? Like
Mm,
however their gift is gonna flourish out is gonna be however God or whatever they want to do. Like I don't force nothing on them.
okay.
I just allow them to be free. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like y'all gonna do music. I ain't Jackson 5. I ain't
Right,
you know what I'm saying
right,
Michael
right.
Jackson daddy. But whatever they do, I'm trying to support whatever they
For
do.
them.
And
Hmm.
so my job is just to support and lay down foundation and get them tools to be able to be great within themselves. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so however it comes out, whatever they want to do, like I tell them is I'm just here to support and love y'all through it all, whether you is or whether you ain't. That's all I'm here to do. Everything else that you get from me is extra for real. Cause all I'm really here to do is just support you
Support
guys and
it.
love you guys. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, you'll make me cry. So, what
yeah,
is
I'll do
the
that.
name of what is the name of your you have a clothing line as well. Tell the people about that.
Yeah, so I have a clothing line, I have a brand. So Grind Face is the brand, right? Grind Face is the brand. Basically what it stands for is everybody has a face to their grind. Everybody has a grind. Everybody is the face of their grind, right? And so it's purpose, not it's purpose, not perfect. You know what I mean? And so it's gonna be some things that get in your way. It's gonna be some rolling blocks. It's gonna be some stones. It's gonna be things that try to stop you. But that's when you put your grind face on, right? That's when you gotta turn it up, put your grind face on, so you can keep it pushing, keep it moving, to still be the whatever the next level is, whatever the next chapter in your book is, whatever the next place is. You put your grind face on. So that's the brand. That's what we do. We call it on the G. We put it on the G. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we talk. We're like, yo, I put this on the G. Like I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? My grind face on. When you hear people say that, that's what they mean. Like, yo, I got some stuff going on, but my grind face on. So I'm gonna push through it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so that's what the brand is. So the clothing line is Ground Face Clothing, Kings and Queens. And then we also have I have a publishing company as well, Ground Face Publishing. And then of course it's an all time entertainment service, right? And so we put on shows, we got DJs, we got all that, right? Anything entertainment, that's what we doing. You know what I mean? As a movement together, and it's also a movement within itself, right? And so like, no, we're not a label, no, it's not nothing that. We just become part of the team. We eat together, we build together, we live life together. We do life together. You know what I'm saying? As a brotherhood, as a sisterhood, as kings amongst kings, queens amongst queens, as that piece, right? Seeing each other for who we are and being able to sit at the table and then network what we got. You know what I mean? Sharing the goods and sharing information and sharing the things that make us who we are. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what Grindface is. And so that's the brand, that's the clothing line. And that's what I'm attached to. And it was something that God gave me at a young age. And I just been rocking with it ever since.
That's good. Um, I had told this story before that you introduced me to the band when we were at the museum. And you were the opportunity that I had to actually sing on a stage that was not gospel. And
Mm.
I enjoyed that because every week it was so many people that were doing this out here that you might not have never known about, never heard. And when we came in Sunday evenings, it wasn't about, just partying or anything like that. It was to sharpen your skills and network. Some of the people that I have met at that venue, I still talk to this day. You're one of them. Sir Charles is one of them. A couple of people that I still in contact with, to be able to go to a whole nother level. You've been there. Carmen Diaz. Like, what? This woman out here winning awards for her singing, for her songwriting, and I met her there. And she like, well, we got to do a song together, and we still got to do a song together too.
For sure. Nah, Carmen dope, man. It's just being connected, right? Like I've always I've always been connected with people, right? I kind of like pride myself on being like a mogul. You know what I mean? Like if I don't know, I know somebody who know.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and I like to have it like that. Like I don't shun nobody for nothing. You know what I mean? Because I think that everybody has a place, and everybody has a gift that they can offer towards your mission and to your goal. It's just the win, right? Like timing is always everything. And so just because I might not be able to utilize you at this time don't mean that somewhere down the line I might not need you. I might need you. You know what I mean? And so I'm always looking to make allies more than I am to make enemies. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
from that perspective, I've been blessed to, be connected to some very, very great people, including yourself. But some very, very great people, people that's doing some really good things in the city, people that's doing some really good things in the community, people that's doing really good things international, with great gifts and broad gifts. And so I just thank God for me just being open enough to be able to have an understanding of love. First off, the concept of love, wins all, right? There's no evil that can beat love if you tap in right. And
Right.
so just tapping into love and then not being selfish. Like I'm not selfish because I want to see everybody win. You know what I
When,
mean?
yeah,
I want to see people win, and so because of that, I've been connected with people who've been winning. You know what I mean? And for people who are trying to win, I'm connecting you to the people who know how to win. You know what I mean? And so, I just thank God for being able to have that type of spirit on me, and it's been a dope. It's been a dope ride, a dope journey. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that because one conversation we had, and I'll never forget it. And you said when we first met, slow down, let's figure out why you have been brought in my life at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't cross no lines. Don't say nothing extra. Let God reveal why we're connected. And I was like, huh? I never heard nothing like that before.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, sometimes, like you said, we will mess up connections. We will mess up other things thinking it's one way and it's actually something totally different.
Yep.
And so, again, looking back at certain things, we would have, some conversations would have been totally messed up. We wouldn't be here talking or allowing other people to mess up the connection. So I appreciate you for even that maturity on that level. Um, it's so many things and so many ways to get a message across if they don't know anything else. Even if they go on there and you pose different questions every day of just, it's not random. I know it's on purpose, but you'll ask like, what's the most irritating question you might ask or be asked? And my answer was, how do you pronounce your name?
Mm-hmm.
Especially after I just told you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is in development for all those who do not know. I'm dropping some knowledge here. This is one of the reasons why I say when I meet people these days is my name is Sunshine and not Camila.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I got tired of repeating myself over and over again to the same
Wow.
people. It is Camila, not Camille, not Kamala, not Camila, and all this. Listen, every version of my name but Camila, which is, I didn't feel like it was a
Right.
hard name. So instead
Right.
of
Right.
going through all this drama and going around the corner, we just gonna cut it all out and say, my name is Sunshine. You can't
I'm
mess that up.
sunshine. Can't mess that up. Can't mess sunshine up. I'm with you on that.
You can't mess
I'm
that
with
up.
you on that. I
So,
think that's yeah.
so now if you say
I
Camila,
never
you
knew that though.
literally have to be in that
That's dope.
circle.
That's dope. Facts. I never knew that though. I never knew that's the reason why you told people your name was Sunshine. That's an interesting fact. Dope.
Yeah, I've had people say, well, they go off the complexion first. Oh, you so light. You should be a part of the sun. And
Mm-hmm.
this is it. It started off as a joke. And then it,
Mm-hmm.
it just began to resonate. That's why it's so important to be careful of what you naming your children. Because whatever that is, you're bringing that spirit forth. So when you call
Fact.
sunshine, I have no choice but to bring the sun. And so at that point, it's like, okay, Camila, that was the name I was born with, but it's going to a whole nother level
Mm-hmm.
now. And so,
Yeah, I
like
like
I
that.
said, on paper, that's it's Camila, but again,
Okay. Yeah, again, that's super dope. I'm glad to know that. I'm glad to know that.
yeah. So now you know. A lot of people know now. Like, listen, I'm so tired of correcting. It's just that's the most irritating thing. So what is the plan now? Like, I know you dropped some videos. What we doing?
So I'm been gearing up for a project called Put Your Dollar on Me Volume 2. One of my first solo projects I ever did was called Put Your Dollar on Me. I chose that title because a lot of times, we are helpers and we commit to other people's dreams and we don't commit to our own.
Mm,
And it's easier for us to help somebody else than to be able to push your own self forward sometimes. And
Mm.
so the whole put your dollar on me thing came from like, yo, you know, I'm good as just about any MC out here or any artist out here and on the main stage. Right. I don't even really, and this might sound arrogant, but I don't compare myself to local talent. I never did. I always compare myself to people to people that's on. Like I'm not trying to be better than the person up the street. I'm trying to be better than Jay-Z. I'm trying to be better than you know, those type of people, to the Tupacs, the Eminems of the world, the Royce the Five Nines of the world. You know what I'm saying? So the Drakes of the world, right? The Lil Waynes of the world, like them the people that molded me. And so I'm trying to be better than them. And so I don't really compare myself to local talent. And so uh because of that, you know, I came out with the thing, yo, put your dollar on me. Now, at the time when I first did it, it was like, yo, I'm selling CDs for $1. You put your dollar on me, that's $1 investment, right? And then the other thing is, we as Americans, we only believe people when they, you know, the whole saying, well, put your if it's, you believe in it, put your money on it, right? Like people put your money where your mouth is, and so it became a campaign to get people to buy the project. You know what I'm saying? And but also then it turned into like, yo, you invested in me, you invest in yourself, right? And so we just turned into a whole different, just a whole campaign. So I'm coming back with it because my brother was one of those guys who invested in me. He understood my worth. He understood my value. He definitely put his dollar on me anytime I needed him to. And so I said, yo, this is the time to be able to just kind of way of honoring him, honoring my family, and then putting myself back in a position to where, you know, I went through my little, you know, my thing for the last 3 or 4 years, just kind of figure out who I was after a big decision that I made, you know what I'm saying, in my life. And so I feel like I'm in a groove or something, right? And I just want to let the people know what the groove is. And so that's basically what we've been doing. So that's why the
So
video has
is
been coming.
that, do you think or believe that a lot of times that we don't put our money on ourselves is because either we have fear of failing or just the, you know how you get people would be like, nah, I could go somewhere else, or you ain't it, or that rejection is, do you feel that that's why people just don't really invest in themselves?
I think it's a combination of all those things you just said. You know what I mean? I think it's the fear of failure. I think it's the fear of success. I think it's the fear of accountability. I think it's the fear of responsibility, right? I know for mine, a lot of mine just was like the fear of responsibility, right? And accountability, because I know, you know, I know what it takes to be who I need to be. You know what I mean? I know that it's going to take a lot of separation and concentration and different things that I just ain't willing to do at sometimes. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
It's like, man, I don't want to do that. You know, I know that it's going to take me, you know, it's different paths or different journeys for you to be represented, right? And and some of the reason was like I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to do that. Like I'm straight. And so without doing that, you're not gonna get the result. You know what I mean, that you're looking for. And so now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I'm willing to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not just for me, but for my brother and for the people who do believe and believed in me all this time, right? Like I'm cheating them. I'm cheating myself, but I'm also cheating them too,
Treating other
right?
people.
Because I, you know, because out of me doing what I'm supposed to do, how many other people can be unlocked for them doing what they supposed to do, right? It's a chain reaction. And so
Absolutely.
I don't want to be held accountable for somebody else's greatness. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't do, because I wasn't great myself. You know what I mean? And so that's where I'm at with it.
So we just had this conversation. We talk about God a lot. And one of the things was, as we say, when it comes to sin and things of that nature, like you're supposed to warn. And if you don't tell them and they die in their sin, that blood is on your hands. And so it's the same thing of God created us and we're people that are connected to us. If we never get to our spot, our mountain, our plateau, whatever, these people behind us or connected to us, they not they're not gonna get there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna get there.
Yep, I truly believe that, man. And you know, we battling. You either battle with generational curses or you blessed with generational inheritance. And either or, the people around you is going to benefit from either or. right? Whether you blessed with generational, like if you have generational inheritance, that's blessings. People around you gonna be able to benefit from that. Now, you know what I'm saying? If you dealing with generational curses, the people around you are going to experience that. And so it's about, um, when I stop worried about me so much and then just start worried about how my actions affect other people, it started making me make more sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
let's come on, bro. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that's what the project part two is about. That's what Put Your Dollar on Me, the whole name is about. I got a lot of stuff. Oh my God, I got so much stuff that's happening in the next couple months. It's gonna be so rapid. But I believe that God has it on fast track for a reason because this music
It's
is
needed.
special. It's special. Yeah, it's special. And not just this that I'm putting out. This is just the beginning. Like this is just to open up. And I got so much other music that's going to be received so much better because of this project. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
so we gonna keep it moving. Like we locked in. I'm locked in. I'm already three projects ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. I'm locked all the way in.
So
And so
let
when the
me
shoot,
ask you this: how much sleep are you lacking?
how much who?
Sleep.
Oh man, I don't get no sleep. I don't get no sleep. That's one of the reasons why I'm fat now because I don't sleep.
So you
This
just
is
eating.
I'm just eating, not sleeping, not resting. But I'm doing a better job at being intentional, at least about resting, right, and then working out and just being active. Uh, but yeah, ain't no real sleep for real because my best thoughts come at night. You know what I mean? Because during the day, I'm thinking about the daytime. So thinking about life during the day. I'm not really creating during the daytime because I'm in roles. I'm playing my position. So like after the kids is asleep and after my house is quiet, that's when I start being creative. And that's when my creative and that don't turn off until what I'm saying. I just doze. You know what I mean? And so it's definitely different. I know I'm in a mode that I got to take advantage of because eventually it's going to be run, and I'm not going to be able to be creative as much as I want to be,
Right,
as I
right.
like to be now. I'm just taking advantage of it, man. I'm living it, taking advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thanking God for the many blessings that come with it, and what I'm saying, the battle that come with it as well. So
I'm absolutely godly proud of you. Before we get off the show, is as you say, keep grinding because there are people, plenty of people. If you look at even your Facebook numbers, it's plenty of people watching. It's people who you say something and they own it. Like it could be something simple of those questions that we asked earlier. People are waiting for you. Just what you have inside of you gotta come out. And sometimes, unfortunately, accidents and things happen, and we run for our life when we
mm-hmm.
could have been running for our life before that happened.
mm, that's good stuff.
So
That's good
we
stuff.
just got to make sure that we do what we're supposed to do. We show love. We help when we can. And I know you never been a selfish person, so I know whatever information you got, you gonna share any avenues, whatever, because we all somebody helped us. And so I just want to say, when it's over with, make sure you go to sleep because you've been dozing like 5 or 6 times since we've been on.
Mm, nah, I really haven't. I mean, I probably have.
Yes,
I
you
don't even be
have.
feeling it.
Great.
I don't even be feeling it. Like it'd be like it just be regular.
So, yeah, make sure you get some rest. You know, you already drinking water. Just to continue to line up your body. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a battle out here. We don't need nothing, helping health. Because you still gotta rest. You still gotta eat properly. You still gotta maintain. Because once you get the dropping stuff and videos and tours and all of this stuff, you ain't gonna have time to do it like that. So make sure that you're
Yeah,
taking care of yourself, not only for
no, that
you, but
makes
your
sense.
kids too.
I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I'm like I said, I'm trying to get better at sleeping. I take naps. I do take naps.
Naps are good.
Yeah, I take naps. I take a nap in a minute. It'd be like, okay, yeah. I just be like, yeah, yo, I'm
Just
about to.
set that alarm and go to sleep.
I go to sleep for at least 2, 3 hours. I go take a nap later on. You know what I mean? So, but I'm always like you said, it's because what I've been noticing even in our community lately has been like you said the black man, but the black man not surviving, and a lot of it has to do with because they're not sleeping. They're not sleeping and they don't eat. They don't eat correctly. So like strokes, cats dying of strokes at like 40 years old. That's
Yep.
crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I always thought growing up that strokes was related to
That
like
was
drinking,
something
but
old.
yeah, or it was like an old person thing. But like
Yes.
it's young people having strokes, 32, 33.
Listen,
Like
even with
cats is having strokes.
diabetes and things of that nature, what the reality is, no affliction has an age. No affliction has a race to it or a gender at that met. We don't take care of ourselves. We doing all this fast food and all of this stuff is messing up our bodies, the truth. And then we
Right,
don't rest.
right.
So we ripping and running, we running the streets, we doing everything, and we're not being a justice to our own body. I
Yeah,
refuse. I have two grandmothers who died from complications of diabetes. They were cut on. And then it was like, that's not how they wanted to live. Pricking yourself, two, three, four, 5 times a day, trying to test your sugar. That ain't the life I want for myself. So I
right.
decided, I had to take a decision. Listen, you got to get this weight off and keep it off. You got to do all
Yep.
the things that I want to live a long, prosperous life with my husband. Okay. He ain't taking me this long
Man,
to be like, oh yeah, this
right,
ain't
right.
go at what? No.
Well, hey, yeah. Congratulations again. And I know
Thank
that, y'all, because I know that y'all got married during the pandemic. So being able not to, but I appreciate everything. And I'm glad that, you know, that you found and you got, because you definitely was, like, I'm going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm my husband coming. And so he here, and I appreciate that, man. So bless King for being who he is. And bless God for being, but bless you for being who you are, because you had to present yourself as a wife to be found as one. You know what I mean? And so a lot of women don't understand that.
you.
Right?
Better speak it.
You gotta present yourself as you want to be found. And so um, and a man will find you if you what you're supposed to
Doing what
be.
you're
And so
supposed to be doing, as they say,
yeah,
adorning yourself in Esther, being
yeah,
in and doing the work and working. Let me say that one more time. Women working
yeah.
at the end of
And
the
women
day.
working on themselves.
Listen, even
And women
as
and
a
women working on
physical
themselves.
job, at the end of the day,
Yeah,
if my husband was to leave or something was to happen, I am in a place where I can still take care of myself.
facts. And that's part of that's part of first off, that's just part of what this new world is showing us. But it's just part of who we supposed to be anyway, right? We live in that type of world where those things is essential. It's like, um, yeah, it's just essential. So I just appreciate you, and I appreciate y'all union, and I'm looking forward to see the excitement that comes from it.
Absolutely. And this is why we had a show. This is why I have you on the one as soon as everything break through. God is send that helpmate that you need to be able to, help out um with the children, with the men, basically your ministry, um, and the vision that you have. So continue to be you. Continue to listen to God. Whatever He tell you, if He say stop, then that's what it means. Nothing more, nothing less. And you will get to the place where you have seen, as they say, the promised land.
Mm,
So thank you again, Twan,
man,
for
that's good stuff.
coming through.
It's a
And
dope
it's been,
conversation, man.
huh?
Dope platform. I said this is a dope conversation. Dope platform again, man. I'm loving what you're doing, man. It's just or however I can support, just let me know.
I got you. So again, people, thank you again for tuning in for this conversation. We got two more to go, and enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, bye.